to show respect to the audience and respect your own business. It was a way to protect it.
And I'm Kayfabe Avenue, and I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And I'm E.A.
It's Kayfabe Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, heels and faces, casual wrestling fans, and all you smart marks, I'm Kayfabe AJ.
And I'm Kayfabe Focus.
And this is Kayfabe Avenue. And tonight we bring you the AEW Dynamite wrap-up. And we're about an hour and a half removed. We got a lot of time to, unpack what happened tonight. A couple of things, couple of good matches here and there. A lot of story moving forward. So let's get right into it.
Let's get right into this number 5, rated 5 episode. We start off with a video package going into the road to Revolution, even though it's probably still how many weeks away? How long is this road?
I don't know. It's like
we're on the I-95 south.
I felt like it's been more than a quarter. Like they usually is every 3 months a pay-per-view, but I feel like this shit has been dragged the fuck out. I'm ready for Revolution to hurry the fuck up so half of these storylines can die already.
This road needs to end already.
So
somebody needs to find the exit. I think somebody's lost. Clearly, because this road is just going on forever.
They've gotten lost and ended up in different promotions and then came back and then got lost in another promotion, then came back and then realized, hey, all our storylines got jumbled. It's a lot going on the past couple months, but I'm definitely ready for Revolution to hurry up so we can get back to some more streamlined storylines. So first matchup of the night to open the show, which was kind of shocking to me. Jon Moxley's been pulling early duty. I don't know, he was on Dark last week, and it was the first matchup, which was the main event, and then was after the main event of Dynamite that week, which he was in. So it was in and out, in and out, in and out. So I guess Moxley doesn't like wasting any time, and he didn't waste any time in this match versus Ryan Nemeth, the brother of Dolph Ziggler.
Is that his name?
That is his name. So really good match for the most part, but we all knew Jon Moxley would pull off this win. But if you want to hear more about Ryan Nemeth, check out our Dark review. Obviously,
he's been competing on Dark a couple of times, so but you would know that if you've been listening to him.
Yeah, so go click on our Dark episode on YouTube and all major streaming platforms. Check us out at Kayfabe Avenue. But really good match. Ryan Nemeth has been a standout as far as the new guys who's joined the ranks of AEW, and he's one of the rare guys that actually jumped straight to being featured on Dynamite. So good luck for him. Pretty much Jon Moxley wins with the paradigm shift, which Nemeth really sold the hell out of. I did enjoy that aspect of it. But then we, after the match, we get a out of breath Jon Moxley cutting one of his signature promos, talking about what he's gonna do to Kenny Omega, and pretty much, it's really structured like every promo. So it's what's the match, who I'm fighting, what I'm gonna do, name the match again. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my title back. Pretty much the gist of his interview.
Yo, that shit was way too long though.
He repeated himself.
1,000% too long.
Bro, that's why I say that.
Over and over.
He repeated himself at least 3-4 times. He cut 3 different promos in the same promo saying the same shit. So let's move on. Let's not get long-winded like Jon Moxley was tonight in that promo. And
we have another backstage package with Lance Archer and Rey Fenix, and we have Alice Abrahantes doing the interviewing. Yeah,
that was pretty funny because he had Rey Fenix pretty much has him translating to the Murder Hawk, and he's pretty much saying, I'm gonna kick your ass and you suck, shit like that. So Lance Archer doesn't take too kindly to that. And this ends up leading into probably one of the most cringe backstage fighting segments I've seen possibly anywhere. Like the Murder Hawk. Murder is in his name. Like we forget that a few short months ago, this guy was putting people through ceilings, was dragging people down the ramp and throwing them in the ring before his match started. He was putting people through walls and throwing people in garbage cans. But now he has a tussle with Ray Phoenix, a guy half his size.
And then he gets thrown into empty water jugs.
Empty water jugs and gets dazed. I'm confused. Does him being a tweener now make him weaker? Like,
yes.
Did he lose strength because now he's a semi-good guy?
Yes.
That was a cringe ass segment. It ends with a close-up of all the shenanigans happening. I just didn't like. I don't think there was really any big redeemable qualities about that segment. It just led to the little preview for them owning the main event tonight. That was really the only purpose behind it, and I feel like it was horribly done. They could have just had them fight and just have referees or have people separate them and prolong it later on the night. The fact that it ended on like a zoom in, so we didn't know what the fuck happened. So we're just to assume the Murder Hawk got separated by someone magically in the back in order for them to have their match. Like, could have been done better. But overall, we'll get to Ray Phoenix and we'll get to the Murder Hawk later on in the night.
I think that we should probably think about how we present these certain wrestlers in certain ways, because, like I said, him doing that little daze thing after the water bottle thing, like,
cringy.
Why would you even want to show that? It's like if I would have saw that, I would have been like, you know what, redo the whole segment, make sure the water bottles are not there anymore, because it was ridiculous, like how it looked and everything. It didn't really look good at all for the Marvel.
And I think that's one of the problems that AEW in particular has, is like they're too busy trying to put everyone over that they kind of forget the moments where they should be protecting their star rather than putting the next person over. Ray Phoenix is somebody that doesn't need to go over on someone like Lance Archer and still be relevant. Like, you don't have to diminish Archer to keep the significance of Ray. We can have power levels. We can have weight classes. Like, I just feel like they lose me in moments like that. Ray Phoenix just dazed this man on a fucking empty water bottle. But let's move on from that segment. We go straight into another segment with the Young Bucks arriving.
Oh my God.
With
another segment.
Papa Buck. Yeah, this was very story heavy. This wasn't really match heavy tonight. But Young Bucks arrived with Papa Buck, and that's all the significance of that promo. Then we have the I think what is this, the first match of the night?
Second match.
Right. Second match, Moxley name as being the first. Second match of the night, Ricky Starks and Brian Cage versus the Varsity Blondes. What do you think about this match?
I think this match started 45 minutes into the show.
Right? I think it did.
That's how long. Like, holy crap. Like, really? Anyways, we have Ricky Stark and Brian Cage make quick work out of the Varsity Blondes, Flying Brian and Stunning Griff Garrison. But, they gave him a little something to do a little bit. But, eventually they Ricky Starks tags in Brian Cage, and Brian Cage basically clears house and picks up the victory. It just goes to show you how quickly, if things get south for Team Taz, all Ricky got to do is tag in Brian Cage, and then 1, 2, 3, the match is over.
What I did like, there was a point of this match where Ricky Starks was going back and forth, doing a leapfrog, doing that drop down thing that wrestlers do, that combination. So when he came back from the leapfrog, Brian Pillman did the drop down, but on the drop down and the rebound off the rope, Ricky Starks actually tripped up his feet and like slid out the ring, and that showed Pillman's like ring awareness and the fact that he can possibly be a future ring general. He picked up on that and went out and ended up getting Ricky Starks, throwing him back in the ring. So the transition was so smooth that you didn't even realize that fuck up. Like really. Most people probably missed it and didn't realize that Ricky Starks tripped. It was just quick thinking on Brian Pillman's part, and you know, the recovery on Ricky Starks just shows how good these guys really are. Overall, match was great. Varsity Blondes coming off of last night's Dark, still looking strong. Obviously, they're not going to pull off the victory against Team Taz, but they look good in defeat. They definitely look good in defeat. I don't think it was a knock on anybody in this match. But it's Team Taz time, and of course they're trying to build up towards their Revolution match against Sting and Darby Allin. And speaking
street fight
of Sting and Darby Allin, after Ricky Starks and Brian Cage win their match, Sting's music ends up hitting. We think he's gonna come out, but no, he's on the Titantron. Well, a video package actually comes on the Titantron, and it's Darby Allin getting drugged in the body bag attached to the what is that, pickup wagon, Volkswagen,
whatever,
one of those old ass 90s big wooden vans or whatever it looked like, and Sting's driving it, finally stops, gets Darby out the bag. So this is where they actually swerve me, because now Sting comes out live in the arena dragging the bag. So I'm like, didn't we just see in the video package Darby get pulled out the bag and he sits up and smiles, notably with Sting face paint, half of Sting face paint face. But didn't he just get out of the bag? Why is Sting out here dragging the bag? So lo and behold, Hook got his ass beat, put it in the body bag, and Sting dragging Taz's son out.
That's child abuse.
That's child abuse.
That poor boy should don't do that, bro.
So it was pretty dope. Swerve me. I thought it was Darby Allin. They were doing this metaphorical, symbolic thing, but no, it was Hook got his ass beat. They put him in the bag. Then we get this cool moment with Darby Allin coming from the rafters, you know, classic WCW Sting style, coming from the rafters. They come in, start attacking Team Taz. Well, not right away, because Darby Allin ends up getting stuck in his harness.
Yeah. So
he noticeably had a hard time getting the harness off.
Yeah.
But we end up seeing him finally get free of the harness, use a skateboard to take out Ricky Starks. Sting ends up hitting a Scorpion Death Drop on Brian Cage to end that segment. So what do you think about the segment overall?
I think that Taz should have done something. He should have been putting his hand. You know what? I'm sorry. Taz.
He might be banned from the burgers for the first round.
Taz.
He's not banned from the barbecue.
You're banned.
He's not banned from the barbecue.
I'm gonna have to call it in. We're banning some more Brooklyn people from the barbecue.
Nah.
They can't get in.
Nah, he's not banned. He can't be banned. But he's definitely not getting the first batch of burgers. And you might be only offered glizzies for the rest of the night. Taz, you forgot you're a fucking wrestler? You're younger than Sting. You can go help your son. You can go avenge your son. These guys had their backs turned to him, and he still didn't do nothing. I think that part of the story was lacking. He's showing his concern for his son. No. A real Brooklyn dude, someone with the temperament of Taz, he would have ran in there and got his ass whooped.
Or the ratchet.
Or he would have put somebody in a Taz mission. I think
ratchet.
That's that Brooklyn side.
But
I think they should have just went with he got pissed off, tried to avenge his son. Darby and Sting, after taking out Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, should have got the better of Taz. But Taz didn't do shit. That was my only knock on this segment.
Yep.
So let's move on from that.
from one segment to another segment.
Definitely another segment. Tony Schiavone with Miro and Kip Sabian and Panetti before. They're all in some remote location, backstage thing. Long-winded promo for Miro, pretty much saying, Chucky, come back and be my butler. That's it.
Yo, Miro's bad on the mic. Paying for it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's this pairing with Kip Sabian, this whole best man gimmick. Stop mentioning the fucking wedding. And that was the big thing that pissed me off about the segment. Bro, you're mentioning a wedding that wasn't even important enough for AEW television. We didn't get a single pre-segment. So why are you keep talking about it? They got married. They actually said the I do's on TV. Why would you say because of Chucky and Orange Cassidy they couldn't enjoy the honeymoon? So after they said I do, they decided to say we got interrupted at the end, so we're not gonna go on the honeymoon.
I believe it.
Come on, man, make fucking sense of this shit. It's the little details, bro. Shit was trash. Pretty much came off with this fucking childish. Will you fight us at Revolution? Yes or no? Like, how old are we? What fucking demographic are they trying to appeal to with this bullshit story?
The 5 to 9 year olds that Kenny Omega and Don Callis was doing charity work for
last week. I guess so. Let's move on to the third matchup of the night. We have Brandon Cutler.
This is probably like an hour and a half in.
We got Brandon Cutler versus Jake Hager, and
this match was trash.
Oh,
this match was
Brandon
boring.
Cutler.
This match was so boring. Yo, it almost put me to sleep.
Yeah. It was just like a showcase of Jake Hager's strength. I didn't really see or remember anything that Cutler did remotely flashy or that really staggered Jake at any point.
Yo, this was like the most bland match ever.
It was, and
there was no seasoning at all. Just too bland.
I mean, let's be real. Let's not act like Jake Hager wasn't bland in WWE. Let's not act like he wasn't hidden behind the inner circle this entire run. He's been here. Now he's on his own in this match, and it's boring. There has to be a reasoning behind that. So we need Jake Hager to stand more out on his own. We need to see what he's going to bring to the table that's different from WWE when he's in a standalone situation. We can't have Jericho talk for him and do everything for him. So in situations like this where it's his match, he has to really carry this situation, especially when this is someone he's facing someone like Cutler, who's still earning his way through the ranks and through the eyes of the fans. This was supposed to be Jake Hager's like ring general showmanship. Like he was supposed to take control of this match. It was a dominant match for him. Pretty straightforward, but it wasn't nothing special.
Nope. So after the match, the inner circle come out, beat up Brandon Cutler. The Lucky Boys come out to make the save, and then we transition to our next 5 minutes.
No.
Wait, transition to our next 5-minute segment of waiting for the Young Bucks to save their.
Oh, okay, yeah.
5.
I just want to point out, this was the most horribly acted ass whooping. Like, if you're gonna get family members involved and you need them to act out segments, I'd rather you just fucking hire an actor. If you Papa Buck, he was here sitting like mouth open, eyes rolling over with what looked like smeared ketchup. That was the worst blood capsule job they've ever done in wrestling. Like, from far, it looked like somebody magic markered his face instead of it being blood. And then to drive the fact that he got his ass whooped home, they bang him against a truck that has an image of the Young Bucks, and then he gets stuck against the truck and like smears the blood slowly, and then MJF takes his turn and throws him against Nick, the image of Nick on the truck, and it was just so cringy. Like, get an actor.
So 5 minutes later, the Young Bucks came and made a save.
Get an actor. Or they attempted to make the save. Jericho and MJF end up running off like bitches after showing a tough front. I hate that too. When the heel character acts like they're super tough, does some badass shit, and then acts like a pussy 2 seconds later. Revolution can't come any quicker, for real.
So they drive off.
They drive off. Commercial break. We come back to finish the end of this segment.
This is the 8th segment. Oh my god. Somebody please.
So we see the Young Bucks.
Please.
We see the Young Bucks.
Please.
We see Gallows and Anderson. Gallows and Anderson and Nick go in the ambulance, but for some reason, Matt stays behind. So cueing in the point where the Good Brothers were related and able to go into the back of the ambulance. One. And aren't these the same guys that let the Bucks get their ass whooped last week and their father disrespected in the first place? How long are they going to fucking drag this Good Brothers Young Buck bullshit? And I'm sorry, that little BTE clip wasn't enough to excuse them or keep the storyline going. It's bullshit. It's insulting. It's stupid. The Bucks can do better. The Good Brothers can do maybe a little better because their dick jokes are getting fucking tiring as well. Like I said, Revolution can't come soon enough. Trash.
So
but we go from one segment
to our next segment in Segment Mania.
This was Segment Mania 2021. We get Shaq pumped up for his in-ring debut next week. We see the clip between him and Jade and the whole build-up. Blah, blah, blah. That story's trash as well. So we move on to, what is it? The third match? The third match of the night?
Is it?
Yeah. Third match of the night, Isaiah Cassidy versus Hangman Adam Page. And while this was actually a really good match, my problem is it was a really good match. I'm supposed to believe Hangman Adam Page went 10 minutes with the 1 minute man?
Yes. Are you guys, bro?
They don't even remember their own fucking gimmicks at this point. The 1 minute man went 5 to 10 minutes with Adam Hangman Page. This tag team guy, this green dude, this guy who can't even get it together in his own tag team is standing toe to toe with Hangman Page. While it was a good match, that shit made no sense.
It didn't. Not at all. I did like the fact that Hangman used the Deadeye to pick up the window.
Yeah, he finally switched up from doing the buckshot lariat. So he did the Deadeye, so that was a good change. The match, honestly, it was excellent. It really was a great match. But it makes no sense, and I will stand on that hill and die on my shield. That made no sense.
And the Dark Order also helped out Hangman as well.
Yeah, because after that, Matt Hardy ends up attacking him and Isaiah end up attacking Adam Page. Dark Order ends up making the save, so furthering the union of Dark Order and Hangman for the past BTE in the past couple of weeks. They've been, making the save for him. So more on that. Can't wait for Revolution.
So yeah, Matt Hardy comes out with Allen 5 and basically throws him off the stage into the table below. And and the Dark Order starts to chase him away. So poor Allen Angels as we go into our next segment of segment.
Another motherfucking segment. Jesus Christ. Alex Marvez talking to Kenny Omega and Don Callis, and Kenny's garbage, bro. This ain't, I'm still not sold on this blouse wearing, Ted Mosby shoe sporting fucking shell of the cleaner Kenny Omega. Like, this is not New Japan Omega, and him putting over this bullshit death match. Like we didn't just have a death match the last time, the original time that they went off. So are we supposed to be more excited because you added explosions?
Yes.
I don't give a fuck about that, man. Give me good story. The match is gonna be good. Just give me good story.
Is the match gonna be good? I'm not too sure about that.
Nah, it's Kenny Omega and it's Jon Moxley. It's gonna be a good match.
McFinger Bang and Stone Cold Light.
Stone Cold Light. Revolution can't come quick enough. But I will say, to me, the match of the night, Nyla Rose versus Dr. Britt Baker. I was fucking surprised that Nyla picked up the win, 1. And 2, I'm surprised Britt Baker held her own. Like at least 3 times she almost got Nyla into the submission hold. I forgot what it's called. The lockjaw.
I actually thought she was gonna get it too.
I thought she was gonna win. I really, really did think she was gonna win. I'm actually surprised that she didn't win. I thought that she was a shoe-in to end up going against Thunder Rosa. So I'm actually glad AEW threw this wrench in that idea, through the haymaker out of left field, because I really didn't see any other outcome. So now I'm really wondering where this is gonna go, and I'm actually more excited for this tournament, because before I really thought it was gonna be just like the first men's eliminator tournament, where from the beginning we knew it was gonna be Hangman and Adam Page. So this one they really went out their way to swerve us. So I'm glad they did that. Overall, great match. To me, night of the match.
Yep, definitely.
Match of the night, excuse me. Next up we have FTR and Jurassic Express. We get another promo hyping up their matchup. And in reality, we're on the main event. This is the main event at this point.
The 4th match.
Hold on, let's go back. This can't be. We had Jon Moxley, Ryan Nemeth, 1 match.
We haven't even done a commercial yet.
We had Ricky Starks and Brian Cage versus the Varsity Blondes. That's 2 matches. Cutler, Hager, 3. Cassidy, Hangman's 4. Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, 5. And the main event. Wow. They did not use their time well tonight. They really did not use their time well tonight, because in all reality, the major stories that they've been focusing on week in and week out were barely focused on tonight.
Nope.
A lot of it was just on back-to-back promo segments. Wow. So the main event of the evening is Lance Archer versus Rey Fenix. We talked about their little cringe-ass backstage fight leading into this matchup. The winner, of course, advances to the Revolution's ladder match, the number 1 contendership. Will be decided at the end of that matchup.
While other people was allowed to be inside that match and they had to compete for it, we don't know.
When we have a ranking system for that. Go figure. So Lance Archer ends up winning in a long, drawn-out match. This match really took a lot of time.
It was a great match.
It was a great match, but I feel like there was a couple parts where my interest kind of came and went, and it just felt like a lot of the same thing, just stretched out over extended period of time. Usually Rey Fenix is like a bullet all over the place, and I feel like this is the problem we have when we get 2 people who the fans are supposed to like, or booked in the same way, and they really don't know what direction to take it with. We can't have Lance Archer being the murder hawk, and we can't have Rey Fenix doing his thing, because they've been teaming recently on top of that. So I think this match suffered on that note.
I think it was a great match regardless, but you're right. It was kind of slow at certain points. It dragged on at certain points as well. It seemed like they both wanted to do all of their moves on each other. So that's felt like another reason why it dragged out and everything. And you know, I think that Lance Archer didn't need to compete just to be in this match.
I don't think any of these guys needed to compete tonight. If anything, where's Sammy Guevara?
He was supposed to be on Impact.
Where's Sammy? Where's anyone else? Where was Chucky? Where was Orange? Where are the other guys on the other end of these storylines that they put forward tonight?
Stuck in the snow.
Possibly, you know what? Possibly stuck in the snow. I know Sammy was involved in that. His vlog, he had a segment that he was supposed to do defending the BT championship, the Sammy's vlog championship against his mom, and that fell through because of the storm. So hopefully, it was that, and I feel like that's why this episode of Dynamite was kind of lackluster, in my opinion. I feel like you could have missed this episode and still got the gist of everything. None of the storylines really had any major turns or shifts. The only one that would, and I felt like it was cringe, was the Young Bucks Inner Circle situation. Of course, they try to use their father to, make it more personal, but I feel like you guys have focused so much on the Good Brothers and this invasion or whatever it's going to be, that the real story of Inner Circle versus the Bucks have gotten lost. We've gotten Sammy versus MGF and that storyline, the Inner Circle kind of crumbling for the most part of this month. And now I feel like that we're, a week, 2 weeks, a week from Revolution. Now you're trying to cram the personal shit. Now you're trying to cram the personal issues to make it special. I feel like this was lazy. This was cheap booking.
They need to start going to Impact and start focusing on their own product.
They do. Just tell us you bought Impact already. Just tell us. And if you didn't buy Impact, just tell us you partnered with them and we're gonna use their talent once in a blue moon, and that's it. This focus on Impact is taken away from what makes AEW great. And while certain things that came out of it were kind of cool, like not even out of the New Japan, Kenta, the future possibility with that. But Impact has given us what? The Good Brothers. You got a couple of people on Impact, but who the fuck watches Impact? I will stand on that hill and die on that shield. Who the fuck watches that show anyways to really grasp it?
Yeah.
So now we're suffering on our storylines, or the storylines on AEW became convoluted and messy. And this episode suffered because of that. So with that being said, I'd give this episode of Dynamite a 6.
Damn, a 6?
A 6.
Damn, it's a 5 though.
It's a 5 though. So it's around a 6 or a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, what you think about it? Yeah, yours was a 5 too.
It's a 5. I stick with that, and it's because this wasn't even a go home show, and it was super promo heavy. So
super segment heavy.
Segment Mania Dynamite Edition 2021. So with that being said, we can do this all day. Focus, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at 10c_Muyo. Like, share, and subscribe all our videos on YouTube. Find us on Castbox, Anchor.
And before he goes on his long rant about things we're not on,
we're on all of these shit.
Let's tell you where you can find us collectively at Kayfabe Avenue on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Join the conversation. Join our Facebook group. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube, like he said. And speaking of subscribe, click on that support link on Anchor. click on the support link on Apple, on Spotify, all major podcast streaming providers, and donate what you can to the podcast. Keep the lights on. Keep this Kayfabe Avenue train running. With that being said, that was Kayfabe Focus. I'm Kayfabe AJ. This has been Kayfabe Avenue and the AEW Dynamite wrap-up. Kenny, Twinkle Toes, McFinger Bang.
Oh, damn.
Because you're not the cleaner.
Shots fired.
You're not the cleaner, bro.
Harpo finger fuck.
Get your Prince blouses the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you trying to say he look like Richard?
Get your Ted Mosby boots the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And you know what? You're not even wearing them right.
Yeah.
Kenny, Twinkle Toes, McFinger Bang. God damn it. I can't wait for Revolution to come.
We need to get somebody else.
Take us home.
Bye and good.